Mike wakes up in the morning and goes to the bathroom while his wife stays in bed. When he sees the toilet, he screams.
For God's sake, who tried to scuba dive in here? Clara, did you use my last razor blade to shave your legs again? Bloody neighbors took all the hot water again. Who changed my toothpaste into shaving foam? No more coffee and no clean shirt. What a shitty day. Clara, hurry up, you're going to be late to school. Come on, Clara, hop in, let's go. This guy is going straight towards us. Is he crazy or what? What in the name of God? What's going on today? Everything goes wrong. Is God punishing me for something or what?
Dad, why do you always swear to God when things go wrong in the morning? Or any other time for that matter? God has nothing to do with any of that. I mean, shit happens, and it doesn't seem right to incriminate God for any of that, does it?
Who told you that?
Our history teacher yesterday.
Your history teacher? Why on earth would your history teacher tell you what God does or doesn't do?
Oh, she just reminded us that all through history, there have been people killing others in the name of God, from the Crusaders to the conquistadors. And during the religious wars, everywhere.
Still, I don't know. It is God who holds the ultimate balance of justice and decides what happens to each of us at every moment, isn't it?
That's not what she said. She said God has nothing to do with any of this, that there is some kind of inherent law of the universe that runs all of this.
Funny the way they teach history class to 7th graders nowadays.
Mike drops his daughter to school and drives to his office.
And of course the elevator is not working today.
He has to walk up the 8 floors. He grumbles a bad-mooded hi to colleagues as he passes by.
Alice, my coffee pronto. Alice, how many times did I tell you not to write my middle initial in caps? It's cheap and tacky.
I'm sorry, sir.
This coffee is cold. Get me another one.
Shall I bring it to Mr. Kaplan's office? He asked to see you as soon as you get in.
Good morning, Jack. What's up?
Sit down. I read your report on the McCallion case, and frankly, I don't agree with your final recommendations. So, I'm giving the case to Joan Holland.
That ambitious bitch would do anything to get my job.
That has nothing to do with it. You have such a negative approach to people, you grumble all the time, you've become arrogant and obnoxious to everyone. We cannot afford to keep unhappy employees when so many hungry, young, and cheaper folks are pressing at our door. Therefore, you have 1 month to put your act together and improve your behavior or else. And consider it a personal favor because we've known each other for a long time.
Mike comes back home at night and hears a strange music in the house. He looks around to see where it comes from and finds his wife and daughter sitting crossed legs on the bedroom floor.
What exactly are you doing?
Shh. We are meditating.
Oh yeah, and what's for dinner?
How can you be so materialistic and down to earth?
Well, someone has to be down to earth around here. I've had a really shitty day and I'd just like to rest and enjoy a decent meal with my family. Is that too much to ask? I'm out of here.
When Mike gets back around midnight, his wife is waiting for him at the kitchen table in front of a cold dinner.
I thought you might like some pastas with mayo and ice cream, the way you like it.
Not hungry.
Would you mind telling me what's going on?
Everything goes wrong in my life. My family behaves as if I didn't exist, my colleagues ignore me, and the rest of the world harasses me. From the moment I woke up this morning, everything was against me. The broken toilet, the cold shower, shaving foam on my toothbrush, no blades left thanks to my daughter, and no coffee. Then a crazy driver who almost killed us as we got out of the house, my incompetent secretary, whom I have to scream at to get anything done, and my boss who gives me a month to change my behavior. And to top it all off, my daughter and wife meditating with strange music on the middle of our bedroom floor.
I'm sorry if we seemed unsupportive and uncaring. What exactly did your boss tell you about your behavior?
He said I'm grumpy all the time and always complaining about other people. Is that true?
Well, ever since you've been refused that big promotion, it's as if you had lost some of your self-esteem. I mean, you are so identified with this job that nothing else seems to really matter to your eyes, even us sometimes.
But this job is my life.
No, it's not. That's exactly what I'm telling you. I mean, it's a great part of your life, and it pays the rent and all, but it's not you who you are. You're much more than that.
But I'm not going to change my behavior at my age.
There's no age for change. Behavior is attitude, and attitude is consciousness. What you have to do is be aware again of who you really are, and I'm going to help you do just that. You see, if you loved yourself a little bit more, you would also love other people around you for what they are. It means see yourself differently and stop blaming others. Start with a little disidentification to your job and position. All this is just a false image you have built around your limited self. You are not your job, goddammit. You're not your boss's slave, and your secretary is not yours. That's not the way true relationships work.
But practically, what does it mean? If what you say is true, what do I have to do?
Okay, start the day planting the right seed. Wake up early in the morning and visualize your perfect day at work. Visualize the drive there, the smiles to everyone, the true respect you show them, and the one they show you in return. Laugh about it? See it like a funny trick of life to test you? Think of all these people in the world who don't even have a roof or a meal a day. Put your life into perspective.
So, will you help me wake up early in the morning and start doing this meditation or visualization, whatever you call it?
Sure, that'll be fun. You'll see.
At 5 a.m. the next morning, Mike's wife wakes him up. She makes him keep his eyes open and sit up. Then she speaks very softly.
So, your first thought as you wake up every morning is to remember that you are pure energy, a pure spiritual being. Mike, are you with me?
Yes, sure, go ahead.
She hears snoring next to her.
Okay. Well, enough for today. We'll try again tomorrow.
Mike comes back from work and greets his wife.
How was your day today?
Actually, a strange thing happened at the office.
Yes? What's that?
Well, this morning my secretary came in a new dress which was a bit brighter than her usual old dark suit. And, well, you know, I just looked at it and said, nice. And in just a few hours she finished a report which was long overdue that she had been working on for days.
So wait a minute. What you're trying to say is that you've realized for the first time in your life that you can get much more from people if you're being nice to them. Is that it?
Well, yes, I guess that pretty much sums it up.
Well, it means that our morning meditation was profitable after all, even if you snored after 3 minutes. We'll try again tomorrow, only this time we won't sit up in bed like we did this morning. I have prepared a corner in the living room which will be dedicated to meditation in this house.
Okay, I guess let's try again.
At 5 a.m. the next morning, Mike's wife wakes him up. She lights up a candle. In a soft voice, Mike's wife says,
Like this flame, you are pure energy, a pure spiritual being who is made of love, happiness, inner peace, and freedom. Visualize yourself as a point of light waking up to the world to make everyone light around you. Remain in the consciousness of the love you can bring to the world around you and see your boss, your colleagues, your friends and family with a different outlook. You now know the meaning of good wishes to everyone. You're not one to take, but one who constantly bestows. Stay in this unlimited awareness. Circumstances come to you to show you the way to your own light. They are fun. Take a few minutes during the day to get back to your right consciousness. Now you may go and proceed to the normal course of your day. Routine is not in the way when it comes to serve the world around you.
At the office, Mike's colleagues ask him what he does.
Mike, what are you doing?
Oh, well, you know, my wife gave me this idea to get more relaxed at work. It's called meditation. Have you ever tried it? It's pretty good, actually.
How do you do that?
Like 3 times a day, at 10:30, 12:30, and 5:30, I put my pen down, take my eyes off the screen, set my mobile phone on plane mode, and remind myself that I'm not just a lawyer who drive a fancy car, but a point of pure energy who spread my spiritual light all around to you guys.
He looks forward to the next quality time he will spend with his lovely wife, reminding him of who he is and what his spiritual mission in life is.
So how did it go at the office today?
I told the guys about this meditation stuff, and they were amazed at the change they saw in my behavior. Even my boss, Jack.
Did you tell them about your invisible spiritual friend?
No, not yet, but what am I going to do now? I mean, will I still behave like a regular lawyer, going to the same office every day?
Well, as I see it, you go on playing the good lawyer and you demonstrate through your behavior that one can be a lawyer with honesty, integrity, trust, humility, and respect. And you make sure that you send constant good vibrations to the world around you by staying in the right consciousness, that is, by keeping the connection with your spiritual friend.
Why don't we turn our house into some kind of place where we'll have meditation workshops, seminars, and conferences on a volunteer basis? That'll be fun, and it'll give a meaning to our life too. If we do that, can we invite Clara's history teacher?
Oh yes, we'll make sure we'll invite her.
Why are you smiling?
Because I am Clara's history teacher.
You what?
You heard me.
So, all the stuff about God and the inherent law of the universe, it was you all along? Why didn't you tell me?
Because you never asked, and in case you want to know, the famous law of the universe Clara was talking to you about is also known as the law of karma.
I've heard about that stuff somewhere before.
I spare you the details, but it means that you get the return of what you do, and so whatever you do, if you do it in a good consciousness, you'll get a good return.
How do you know all that spiritual stuff? Why didn't you tell me about it before? I have the feeling I don't really know you. Who are you really?
Mike suddenly wakes up and sits up in his bed. He shakes his head and rubs his eyes.
Wow.
What's happening?
Nothing. I just had an incredible dream.
What kind of dream?
Oh, you know, just one of those crazy dreams where we were embarked on a mission to tell the world that God has come. That kind of stuff.
Sure, why not? Remember that it's your turn to pick up Clara at school today. Get some coffee on your way back, and for God's sake, get that toilet fixed.
Right, back to reality. Okay, go back to sleep.